since I'm in the review mode, Snowfall. Listen here, guys. Listen here, guys. When I tell you that Snowfall is one of the best TV shows ever created, it's no hyperbole. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not falsifying information. This is not conjecture. This is not me just shooting off some random shit. No. Snowfall is one of the best shows ever created. If I had to create like a top 10 shows of all time, Snowfall is in like my top 5. Like with Breaking Bad, Prison Break, Game of Thrones, The Last of Us has snuck up in that top 5, but that could be revisionist history. So The Last of Us is like a toss-up. So I could take The Last of Us. I really could take The Last of Us out and put The Walking Dead in, because those first like 5 to 6 seasons of The Walking Dead, those right up to when Negan killed Glenn and Eugene, the show switched after that. But that was, man, amazing TV, had you locked in the whole time. So The Walking Dead, I put that in there. I'll take The Last of Us out and put The Walking Dead in there. So it's like I said, this is in no particular order except where I'm gonna put Snowfall. Snowfall would be 5. So that's the only one that's a particular order. Everything else is not ordered. Like I said, Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, Prison Break. What was the other show I said? Dang, I just forgot that fast. Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, Prison Break. I forgot my fourth one. But anyway, I'll go Snowfall. Dude, that ending, that season finale, man, it put me in the mindset of family. And I don't even have personal family members that fell that far from grace. So I won't even say it put me in the mindset of family. It just put me in the mindset of people I grew up with. Grew up with people like that, man. Biggest dope boys in the city, man. Fell from grace, man. Or old heads that I grew up looking at and would think, man, they broke, busted, and disgusted, man. But they were once the top. The top. I can't even, what can I say about that? That says enough, man. How they ended that. Bro, to see Franklin go from one of the brightest kids, one of the biggest hustlers, turn into a savage when he needs to be a savage, still a great businessman. See him go from all of that into a drunk and lose everything he ever had. He had a son out here. He'll never be able to see that son unless he cleaned himself up. I hope they do a spinoff where he cleaned himself up. But anyway, if he loses everything, somebody who had everything in the world to nothing, walking the streets, teeth messed up, no good fade, beard all jacked up. I need to go get a shave now, man. I'm starting to get prickly, but like, dude, that was so sad, man. So sad to see Louis on the run, police looking for her. Like, that stuff was sad, man. These people, but then on the flip side, we can say these people got what they deserve because they poisoned their community, right? We can say they got what they deserved. That's crazy, man. It's just Snowfall is great, man. Y'all need to go watch that. If you never watched Snowfall, Go back and watch from season 1 to now. People say last season, season 5, was weird because they were showing tigers and stuff, but I thought it was highly entertaining. It didn't feel like the storyline kept going in that season, but it was very entertaining. Game of Thrones was in my top 5. I'm tripping. I don't know why. I didn't remember Game of Thrones. And it's crazy, I only got one black show in my top 5. We need more great black TV shows. Now, mind you, we got great black sitcoms, but I'm saying like black TV shows that are like Game of Thrones. Can we get a black show like Game of Thrones? Or can we get a black Prison Break? No, you know what? We don't need a black Prison Break. So enough of us in jail as it is. We don't need a black Prison Break. Can we get a black Breaking Bad? Well, you can say Snowfall falls into the category of Breaking Bad because Walt Wiseman ended up the same way as he went out the same way as Franklin. The same exact way. God doggone it. Wow. Real time that just hit me. What was my boy nickname? What was Walt nickname? I used to call myself, that was my fantasy football team one year. It was an H word, whatever it was, but he went out just like Saint, man. They went out the same, lost everything, gained all that money, man. All that money, all that power, but greed is a motherfucker, man. Greed is a motherfucker. Greed will ruin anything, man. Greed will ruin your relationship, your marriage, your friendship. It just ruins stuff, man. But when you get that much money, can you say that, like, greed is a part of it? Because, wow, let's really think about this. To gain that much money in life, you have to have a sense of greed. You have to have it. You just have to have it. When you get 40, 50, 100, 200, 500 M's, millions, you have to be a greedy soul. You have to be a greedy soul. But you'll give away money in the process of all that, but like, it's only going to be at your discretion on what you feel and what you deem is worthy of giving this money to. It's crazy. To make that much money, I'm not saying you have to be a selfish person or a bad person, because I don't even think Saint was a bad person. I don't think Walt was a bad person, right? Since we're comparing the two. They weren't bad people because they had their reasoning and their rationality behind everything as to why they were doing what they were doing, But they had that mustard seed size of greed in them, man. They had that in them. And it killed them at the end of it, basically. Well, it didn't kill Saint. I don't want to say Saint is dead, people, but let's be real. If you walking around the streets like that in L.A. at that time when gangbanging was about to become one of the biggest things in the world, you probably died. It wasn't long after that he died, because the story switched early on from Rick Ross, so he wasn't displaying the story of Rick Ross anymore, but the infamous Rick Ross, not Rick Ross the rapper, the infamous Rick Ross. But it was dope seeing the nods to John Singleton, man, or them shooting boys in the hood, all that stuff. They just phenomenal, man. Phenomenal fucking TV show, phenomenal series, phenomenal finale to just to tie up loose ends by having him go to the same liquor store as when the series started that he was working at, and man, borrowing the same amount of money. Man, it's phenomenal. Phenomenally done. Most because Game of Thrones didn't end like people felt Game of Thrones was a bad ending. People felt Prison Break ended bad. people felt The Sopranos ended bad. Like all these great shows, they always feel like they end bad. But I haven't heard many people say that this show ended bad. They mostly say that they didn't expect it to end like that, and they didn't want to see Saint go out like that. But that's reality of how the dope game works. If you know the dope game, you know the dope game, man. Unless you get out while you up, that's how it go. So last week was eventful, man. So I hope y'all watch. So y'all watch Snowfall. If y'all didn't, go check that joint out, man. Go check that joint out. Uh, so like I started this episode, I got side.